is a regular payment. It was set up. And this week they decided that they didn't give me any notice that the money wasn't coming. So I'd made a video before about how God brought the money through, and he didn't just pay me the same amount of money that was supposed to be paid, but actually double. So my bills were covered, so it doesn't matter. God still provided for me. But this person was sneaky. They were trying to get other people to tell me they weren't gonna pay this money, and eventually they sent me a text message, didn't even ring. They just sent me a text message to say, I'm not sending the money this week because I'm going on holiday and I want the money for holiday. And I was like, Lord, what's going on here? Like, this money is for my groceries. Anyway, he sent me the money. That's fine. Bills were covered, everything was paid. That's grand. But I just found out that person that withheld the money, they went on the holiday, and on the holiday their rental car got towed because they parked it somewhere they shouldn't have, and they had to go to the police station and sort it all out. And guess how much it cost to get the car back? Exactly the amount they should have paid me. There you go. So God will not be mocked. And whenever you are interfering with God's chosen people, let's just put it that way, God's people, you're always protected. He sends you the money. My bills were paid. I couldn't have cared less. I knew God would make that happen. It frustrated me more than anything because the way it was done were really. But anyway, got over that very quickly. I think that frustration lasted, no joke, 10 minutes. And then I was like, whatever. I know where my bills are being paid here. This has happened before, where I've needed money for a bill, and I know God, like, why is it, like, God will just provide this. Like, that's literally where my faith has got to. I'm just like living day by day, and God will make it happen. I don't worry anymore. But isn't that really interesting? Not that we're here to gloat, but God is in control, and you couldn't write that. You couldn't make that up if you tried. So you can be sure if someone is trying to fiddle you, if someone is trying to do you out of, I don't know, it doesn't have to be money, it could be anything, a blessing, or they're trying to conspire behind your back or be selfish and to your detriment, God won't have it. I had been reading in Deuteronomy quite a lot about Balak and Balaam. I done like a study on it, and it was amazing. Like, I don't know how I hadn't read that story before. I totally had, but I hadn't really taken account of it. And it was like, they got this prophet in to try and curse Israel. You cannot curse what God has blessed. If God has blessed you as his people, you cannot be cursed. It's impossible. That's a promise. And every time that prophet tried to go, God would just put a blessing in his mouth to speak over them. And the king was like, no, like, stop it, why are you blessing him, like, curse him. And no, God wouldn't have it. So it is impossible to curse what God has blessed. And it's not a coincidence I was reading that last week, because that's how protected you are, that's how carefully surrounded you are, and how God is your provision, not people. And God's a just God. So if someone tries to do something against his blessed people, he will always be a just God. And it comes down on their own heads, and that's exactly what happened. The exact money they were to pay me was the exact amount of money that they needed to tow the car. And not only had they to pay that, you really think about that, that's down to the police station in a foreign country, waste of a day of a holiday, just awkward, just why would you be bothered? So they didn't get any enjoyment out of that money. Yeah. So there you go. God won't be mocked. God looks after his own. And that was nothing to do with me. How the heck would I have known that that was going to happen? They were in a different country. Yeah. There you go. That's a lesson for today.